Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Aman Jaspal. I'm a licensed immigration advisor for New Zealand and a MARA advisor for Australia. I'm joined today by my co-host Samina Jaspal, who is also a licensed immigration advisor for New Zealand. Today, for the webinar, we have a very special guest with us, Olga Zvarych. Olga is the director for Creatoria. It's one of Dubai's largest hospitality recruitment companies. Olga's had a fascinating journey from origins from Ukraine to setting up one of the biggest hospitality recruitment companies in Dubai. It's a real pleasure to have Olga with us today.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to talk to you and to talk to your audience as well. So it's my honor. Thank you so much for inviting.
Thanks, Olga. Warm welcome. A little bit more about you, which I think the audience will find really interesting, is Olga's got over 70,000 LinkedIn followers. And she's been, like Aman said, with Creatoria for 6 years and has become a trusted name in recruitment and somebody that Aman and I was really interested to talk to. Today, we'll sort of uncover your life journey, Olga, professional insights and advice for aspiring recruiters and professionals. Let's start from the beginning, Olga. Can you tell us about your early life and what sort of shaped your ambitions?
I believe every person in the world has its own journey. So my journey starts in a very little town in Ukraine, where I come from a very simple family, where my mom, she was accountant, and my dad was fixing an electricity. So he was very good at fixing electricity all over different houses. And that little girl who lived in that little town, and seeing my parents, how hard they work, I've taken a decision that, okay, I have two hands, two legs, one head, same as other people who has achieved something in the world, in their life. So definitely I don't want like my parents. So that decision actually helped to find, to keep on fighting and to kind of find myself somewhere here where I am today. So for me, as a dad, is, if I look back on myself, it's a very huge step that I've done. So to move to a completely different country and to do what I do right now. Yeah.
That's amazing, Olga. So, Olga, tell us a little bit. You've had a fascinating journey, starting, like you said, starting from Ukraine and doing such a successful business in Dubai. Tell us what motivated you to choose Dubai specifically as a place to settle your base.
Myself, to be honest, when I remember when I graduated from the university, I started looking for jobs, and the payoff was so much small, and the demands on the Ukrainian employers market was like completely unreasonable, because like you're a fresh graduate from university, you're so much excited to finally to meet this grown-up world, and then people say, oh, you don't have experience, or you don't know this, or you don't know that. So it's like I had a question mark, like how me person who has graduated from university needs to have experience if I'm just like a kid who's entering into grown-up world. So this was a question mark. And then one time, so I had little experience in this adulthood world, and then one day I saw the recruitment campaign of one of the 5-star hotels in Dubai. It was a Dress Downtown hotel, which is in the heart of Dubai. And so I have attended the interview and I've got hired. So, and here's my journey started. So it was, I don't know, life destiny, the universe, or just a coincidence, I don't know, but this is how it started. And like before going to Middle East, as a person who sits in a very tiny town in Ukraine, I've heard so many scary stories, like, oh, they are cutting hand of a person in the middle of the street, or they are abusing women, or stuff like that, which comes from low education, and just the stories not to come out of your comfort zone. So I just traveled to Dubai, and when I saw the first time the place when I'll be working, I was like, wow, that's a dream. That's something cool and something amazing. So that's why for me as a recruiter today, I completely understand the fears of people that I am recruiting from one country to another, and it's easy for me to work because I took the same journey, you know, like where you're fighting with your own self when you are so scared, but at the same time you are so much excited to take this step ahead. Yeah, that's how.
I think that's such a nice insight into that starting point, you know, when you're really starting off, and like you said, the fears and challenges that so many of us have faced or face or assist people with, you know, as recruiters. You yourself have worked in different industries and regions. So what inspired you to sort of sit down or to specialize in hospitality recruitment?
So for me, hospitality recruitment is an opportunity to serve people, because hospitality, it's in us. So we all live life, and we all welcome certain guests, relatives who comes to our house, and when we welcome them, we want to we want them feel like home, that they are welcome. And it's something that I love, and something that I think every one of us has it, which makes my job a little bit easier, because it's very easy to awaken this state or feeling when you're welcoming someone into your home. And this is all hospitality is about welcoming people into your home, and you're just serving at the restaurant or at the hotel, which some feel that I love. And like Dubai is a destination full of opportunities. And when you are joining a company in Middle East, and especially in Dubai, it gives you this Arabic, I would say, hospitality, because it's very different than everywhere all over the world. The people in Arabic culture, in the Arabic world, they love to welcome them. They love to make the guest who comes to their place, their country, so much welcome. And it makes me so much inspired and so much cared. And I want to share it with others. That's why I stick only into hospitality.
That's so beautifully put, Olga. That's amazing. Olga, tell us a little bit more about your role models early on in your career, because I think for a lot of young recruiters who'll be starting their journey into recruitment, I'm sure a good role model would be someone that's so important in their life, right? So did you have any early role models, and how did they really influence your career path?
No, first, my role model was my husband, to be honest with you. So he's running big restaurant group in Saudi Arabia, and he has outstanding experience into hospitality. So he is such a person who has passion towards what he's doing, and so for him it's like an opportunity to serve people. And I love to observe him, how he's working, how much passion and how much himself he gives into everything that he does. So he was the first person that inspired me to kind of, okay, I also can do something like that. And also I have a mind coach, because all the limits are now ahead. And for me, as a person who comes from a village kind of style in Ukraine, and living in Dubai, where you have to be very professional, very fast, very flexible, and be able to adjust to all these changes that happens in the world. So it helps to kind of work on myself. So the life coach that I have, and my husband, my always forever mentor.
That's amazing. That's such a fascinating story, Olga. I want to talk a little bit more about your career journey now. So tell us a little bit more about your starting point, which was Good Jobs Ukraine. What was that like, and what was the whole journey from Good Jobs to career tria here in Dubai, running such a successful business? You're such a prominent person in the recruitment sector now. So what were the milestones? Take us through this journey from good jobs to career trio.
To be honest, my first experience was working in the hotel industry in Dubai. So I've had my career in serving people and as well in sales, which taught me lots of strong lessons. So good jobs came to me as as an opportunity to learn what it is. So I joined the company as a salesperson. But also the story about the mindset. I've had a fight at certain time of my work with the good jobs. So I realized that my values no longer matching the values of the owners of the company, and as a person who could just simply said, okay, I failed, sad. I decided to take a challenge and become my own recruiter, like as a recruitment consultant, as a person who's helping others to find a job. I always say that, okay, the failure happens, you lost a job or you lost the company where you worked, where you served. It's always possible for you to become their competitor instead of sit and cry and sit and just please someone to find a job for me. This is what I've done. So my husband inspired me. He said, okay, I'll be on your side. I'll be always supporting you. So he gave me this inspiration and he get busy with his work. And I've entered into entrepreneurship, when you have to be a content manager, you have to be a sales manager, you have to be a lawyer to yourself, you have to be accountant, you have to be everything, like such a multitasking. But it teaches me that, whatever failure I have in life, I can always make out of it a benefit for myself where I can grow. And this is how the career has appeared. So I was upset about whatever story happened, and then I've come up with the concept, okay, why don't we just become on my own independent person who is not depending on anyone's decisions and rule the whole ship the way I want. And this is how career has come up, and this is how lots of lives has been changed because of that decision.
I love that. I think people can definitely resonate that. And you're talking about, mindset and values and being in a workspace or controlling a workspace where that is sort of at the forefront. And I think anybody that then I'm sure works with you, whether it's, the employers that you work with or where you're placing people or the people themselves, that those values then transition, which I think is just great. I think that's a really something that sometimes when we're talking about business or starting our own business, not what we focus on these chats. So I think that's really nice to talk about the mindset and the values behind it as well. I love that. Now, within the hospitality industry as well, there can be a lot of challenges. It's no small feat, especially when you're working with, such diverse markets. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced in this field? And again, sort of some insight on how you overcome those.
See, I believe in every business, regardless what business it is. It is a bakery shop, flower shop, it is an oil company or IT or recruitment agency. It always have problems, always have issues, because this is how the world is and this is how we are as a human are. And for me, I just accepted the point that, okay, there will be always complications and there will be always problems, issues, and if this will be always, so why should I get upset about it? And the moment I've taken that decision that I shouldn't be upset about any problems or any issues that appeared in my daily operations, I find out that I can offer so many solutions to my clients. So when I overcome certain problem or certain issue, I can, like I've learned this path already, and I can offer this as a solution to my clients, because my job is to take out the headache of the recruitment from my clients and to help the candidates who doesn't know how to find a job in the Middle East, how to do the visa, how to do certain processes and procedures, and answer lots of questions. So now, because of this overcome, I'm able to offer certain solutions for people. So I believe the mindset is always a key to everything around us. And, like how they say, you can make it always a lemonade after your lemon. If the life gives you lemon, you can always make it lemonade. So I think that's how the hospitality is and the recruitment is about.
Love to hear some more about sort of your recruitment, maybe some or even one of the moments that stand out of one of your proudest moments sort of within the recruitment industry.
So, as a recruiter, when I started recruiting, so I was always following after the big names, and it was very big thing for me to hire for well-known brands. But within the time, I realized that it comes from the ego more than from the true desire of serving someone and helping person to really make this change in their life. So for me now, it's just a gratitude and ownership for people to trust me and to participate in my activities, so they take their change in life. So the same that I've had one day when I was hired to come to Dubai, and my life changed completely. So now I have the opportunity to serve people and to give them this opportunity when I have it. I've working with people is very hard. It's always all about the human factor. And I wanted to give up recruitment so many times. I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm burned out. But then, like someone texts you, okay, Olga, we need staff, or okay, Olga, I need to find a job, or I'm looking for something. And I'm like, okay, fine, last work and I'm done. And, it lasts for so many years because I believe this is all about us, the humanity that we have deep inside of us, where to help people, to serve them.
I love that. I love taking that transactional side of it away. Like you said, you got your first job and it was that start in Dubai, which led you to so many things. And you're right, there's always that pivotal moment where, okay, this new role or this new country or this new direction I'm going actually changes someone's life. And I think those are, like you said, proudest moments or joys that we can get from it. So I really love that. And what about some lessons you've learned along the way? Like you've worked in different parts of the world, but some of the lessons that you've learned along the way that you keep with you now while you're working in this space?
I believe life is every single day is a lesson for us, and these lessons are in every small details of how we live this life every single day. So for me, I've learned that I'm the creator of everything around me, and every failure or every success or every moment that I remember is my creation. So when something goes not in order, I step out and I start looking, okay, how do I create this situation? And what the situation is trying to teach me? Where in this situation was not, like, where I didn't care about myself, about people around me, or how it could happen, and what I have to take out as an outcome from this role. So, from the situation. So we always have a choice, either to sit and cry on our failures, or we can say, okay, I failed. Okay, what I can learn out of it? Can I take any benefit out of it? Okay, maybe yes, maybe no, but it's an experience, and you can always take everything out of the person, but you will never be able to take the experience and the mindset. So very important not to kind of go into this emotional failure where you're just like, okay, life is just now ended. No, it's not. It's just the world is kind of, or situation is pushing you out of your comfort zone, and where it's, once you make this step, you're gonna grow, and it's cool to grow. It's fun. It's interesting. It's something that makes you feel alive, makes you feel, happy, whatever.
Amazing. That's so beautiful. It's so insightful, Olga, what you just said. I think what you said also is so powerful, that you are the creator of your own success and failures, and you tend to learn from it. And that's where my next question is. I want to ask you a little bit more about, give us an instance, could you share with us one success that you're really proud of, and one failure that has probably taught you the most valuable lesson in your life?
Oh, I'll tell you one story from the recruitment world. Before the COVID, we were doing online recruitments through Skype. And, that time we were sharing Skype IDs with the employers, like we were doing group interviews, and we were giving them Skype IDs. That time was no Zoom, no Teams, no such technology. Skype was number one. And so they're supposed to add the candidates and kind of talk to them and interview them. So before every interview, we screen the candidates, so we make sure that they are matching to the client's expectations. So we were doing a recruitment for one boutique hotel in Bahrain. And so the interview went well. And the employer texted me after the interview and said, "Oh, all was great. Thank you so much." So they've hired certain number of people. So when these people arrived, it turns out that they don't speak English, and it was completely someone else during the interview. And because Skype does not facilitate to have a third person silently looking at, observing what's happening. So basically what happened, the candidate, they have asked someone else to do the interview on their behalf, but we have processed all the visas and all the recruitment processes that comes along. And they brought people, someone like the employer have brought people who've been completely someone else that they've seen. So it was a big problem, and it was such a huge failure for me as a recruiter, because I was shocked. I never expected something like that to happen. So this was such an unbelievable lesson in my career that teach me the lesson that, okay, I have to take more control out of what I do. So people have trusted me, and it's not only about the trust, it's also, it comes with the money and the investments that comes along. And the other success story, so out of this failure that I took, so I was hiring for one 5-star hotel in Dubai, and now we are doing recruitments through Zoom. I always have an admin who's controlling everything, who's make sure that this person is the right one, that everyone get logged in and everything is under control. And now it was like a few months back, we caught another gentleman who was different person. So when we saw his passport, we're like, okay, it's not you, and we got him. So basically, because of that situation, I've learned my lesson, and I was like, okay, fine, I failed. I paid my cost of it, but at the same time, I improved the services that I provide for my new clients. So now I'm kind of observing them, so make sure that nothing similar can happen. So, I would love to work with someone who would prevent me from the failures that they had. And this is what I do with my clients. So I'm very transparently explaining them, this is what can happen, and this is what we found. And this is how it is, I guess. So this is my failure and success stories that comes from one situation.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's something, in the world of international recruitment, something that, again, people might not sort of understand or be aware that's happening. So sharing that, I think, is really it's important. It's a good lesson, I think, for all of us, definitely. I wanted to touch on your motivations. Obviously, you talked about your husband as sort of being that inspirational, someone that supports you, but constantly in your role, you're motivating others. So, you know, whether it's the people that are going into jobs or into interviews, so you motivate others. What motivates you to keep sort of pushing forward in your career and in your life?
No, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say that there is some magical pill that keeps me motivated. I'm same as other humans. Sometimes I open my computer and I'm like, okay, I don't want to work. And I close my computer, you know, like, and I go sit down, have coffee, because I respect what I do and I like to work when I'm resourceful, when I'm inspired. That's the benefit, you know, of being self-employed, because you cannot do like that when you have an employer. So you have to work all the time. My motivation comes from the curiosity. When I'm burnout, I don't work. Or I delegate over the team certain tasks that I don't want to do or I don't feel like doing at the moment. Because even though if I'll be doing it, I will not do the way how it's supposed to be, you know. And so I step out, I take a break. And when I come up with certain idea, I'm like, okay, if I build this sales funnel, what it would be. And then I start like, okay, let me see what's the outcome would be out of it, you know? So I try to take life as a game and as a, you know, little kid, play with it. Because if I take things too serious, like, you know, business world, we have to be serious, we have to, you know, numbers and stuff like that, it's going to be heavy. So I believe the best ideas that people have generated, they generated out of joy and fun. And when you take the job or the mission or the business that you do as a joy or fun, it makes you feel excited and makes you be in love with what you do. Because when you're too serious, it's boring, you know. Like every time when I go for these summits and conferences and see people talking in a microphone, serious things and numbers, I see sadness in their faces. And this is not what I believe makes us feel alive. Because the work is a field that takes 80% of our life. So we wake up in the morning and then we go to work. We work until, I don't know, 9 o'clock, whatever it is, and then we come home. So it's a majority of our time. So for me, it is very much important to feel joy and feel excitement and curiosity out of the work that I do. And this is what motivates me to kind of, you know, test my hypothesis, test my ideas.
That's so wonderful, Olga. It's really amazing to tell people about the importance of managing these work-life balances. That's really powerful. I also want to ask you a little bit more about people who are just starting out into the recruitment industry. What are the tips that you would share with them? What would you tell that young Olga who's just starting out in recruitment? 3 advices that you probably did not have.
See, when I started, I was trying to find kind of a scenario that if you follow, you will achieve success. And now I realize that there is no scenario like this exists. So every success story that we see in the world, people who have, you know, achieved really a lot in their life, they didn't follow anyone's certain steps. So if someone wants to become a recruiter or whatever, it's not only recruitment, it can be any field in life, who wants to enter into entrepreneurship, because at the end of the day, is an entrepreneurship is about you doing something for people, is not to follow not to search for the magic pill, or not to search for certain steps that I'll do and then bingo, I'll become successful. It's about just sharing what you believe, what is important for you to the world and sharing your values to other people, and of course solve certain problems in their life. So if someone wants to become a recruiter, I would suggest to join at the beginning some recruitment company or someone whom this person feels that it's interesting, like, because the first employer or the first mentor in this field has to be someone that a person gets inspired, that we want to learn from, to learn the field, or to maybe to work with someone in the team, because to be a recruiter is very easy. It's about loving people and doing consistent follow-ups. So my day starts follow-ups, 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 and then again follow-ups. And it's very simple. It's about just firstly learning the tips, how it works internally, the technical stuff, and then just entering on your own. But the hardest here to be to enter into the entrepreneurship, because like when you work in the team, you always have a boss on top of you who's telling you what to do, who's checking if you've done the task or not, who's giving you I don't know, bamboo for not doing something. But when you are an entrepreneur, there is no one. There is no one who will be pushing you. There is no one who will be telling you what to do. It's all on you. It has its pros and cons. So that's the hardest. And that's where the mentorship and mental coaches are needed. And I believe if a person is investing into self-development, it always pays back. So number one is to learn a know-how from someone. Number two is to enter into the entrepreneurship and work with the limits which we have in our heads, because there are so many instruments all over the internet. If you open YouTube, Instagram, ChatGPT can tell you the instruments how to become a billionaire, but the problem is here is to do it, and to do it is the hardest, because if the mindset is not right, we start seeing, judging these instruments as like, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that, that's dumb, that's stupid, that's not good, no, that's not gonna work. And these excuses, is these thoughts in our heads, this is what not allowing us to achieve. So it's not about to become hard to become a recruiter or someone else. No, it's very easy. It's just like 1, 2, 3, and everything is open. You don't even need to go for any courses as before, or you don't need to even, I don't know, do the university 5 years degree and study all that. So it's very simple, but it's all about doing it. Keep on doing it, and improving it.
That's really good. I like that. I think that's something that we can all take into sort of 2025, mindset. And, you've got to do it as much as you keep talking about things or thinking about them. It's not till you do them that you keep on learning. Like to sort of switch over to the Dubai market, because I think for any of us that's not in Dubai, we keep on hearing about it. We know that the market is buzzing with opportunities, but of course it also has its challenges. So what are the key trends in the Dubai market right now that, professionals should be aware of, if you can share that with us?
See, myself in Career agency, we have diverted 90% of our hires over Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and little bit of Bahrain. And the reason behind is because after COVID, Dubai market is, for me, maybe it's not really professional word to say, but a little bit weird, because the expectations towards the candidate has to be A, B, C, D, E, F, but the paycheck has dropped minimum by 30% after the COVID time. So basically, if before a person was receiving salary for its own role itself, so now for the same salary, the person has to do minimum two or sometimes even 3 roles. So I understand that it comes from the saving cost perspective, and because Dubai as a city is a destination for life, for investment, for business, and everyone wants to work and live in Dubai because Dubai offers so much. But at the same time, if we're looking at the costing of real estate, it's extremely high and it's keep on raising up. So for the person who comes from overseas to Dubai, who's not a local at the moment, who's not living there at the moment, it's very hard to maintain the kind of lifestyle and the financials over it. And that's the reason why my agency have backed up a little bit from the Dubai market, because in my opinion it's very often is not so reasonable. However, it still has lots of interesting opportunities, and I believe Dubai is place that teaching a lot in terms of the know-how. Yeah, when we started this discussion, I was saying that people are investing a lot into education and the trainings, and offers so much. But at the same time, for people who have already experience and who wants to grow, it's quite hard. So that's why so I've diverted my focus over Saudi and Kuwait and Bahrain. However, as well, the trends in Dubai is that companies are hiring their own recruiters, so they don't want to have outsourced. So they prefer to have someone who is kind of in-house, because of course I believe it's cheaper in terms of the costing. Lots of companies are implementing AI HRs, so it's a artificial intelligence that is analyzing the candidate's performance. Even so, AI can do the online screening as well. So can offer so many solutions, and I believe it's something very scary, because so many people will be losing their jobs very soon because of the AI. So I believe we have to keep on working very hard on upscaling the services and the skills and the knowledge and the know-how, because at the end the human is always human and will never be able to replace the machine, regardless how cool and how nice it would be. But yeah, it's something that we need to watch it out.
That's really interesting feedback and insight, Olga, that you've shared. And you're correct. It's with AI, it promises to solve a lot of our problems, but then again, there are a lot of things that we do not know how the future with AI would be like. So that's really interesting. And what's going to touch on? What are the major regions that you're sourcing hospitality workers from? Is there any specific region that you look at, or are you open to people from all regions? And how do people reach out to you? And what is your medium of putting out these positions?
I mainly hire to Middle East as a region because of so many factors, and the main factor is the law. That it's a very strong law system in terms of the hiring people from different countries, and the law supporting both employers and the candidates. Lots of companies comes to me because they want to have a diverse staff in their restaurants or their hotels, in their companies, and we are able to kind of provide this diversity. And people are reaching out in so many channels. Of course, number one is the LinkedIn. Here, my 70,000 people who are following, thank you so much for being with me and helping to share the vacancies which I have and helping others to find the jobs. We do build lots of sales funnels as well as any other businesses. Like we develop social media because it's very much important. So everything nowadays in social media. If before we were searching for the website, oh, do you have a website now? Oh, share with me your Instagram account. So it's become like a personal page where we share our thoughts, our life, and everything. So I always search for different sales funnels that is, working and delivering the values of the job that we do and the opportunities which we have for people. But the main source of where we're finding the staff that we need is our sub agents. So I have a pool of my team it's an international team in different countries. So we are all working on kind of outsourced basis, and every time when I have a vacancies towards certain nationalities or certain destinations, so I always share with them, and they're the one who provides. So not AI is searching for stuff. However, I am now in the process of implementing AI assistants to do kind of routine work.
Olga, you've touched on sort of COVID and post-pandemic and sort of as we've chatted through. Have you noticed shifts in candidates' expectations post-pandemic, and how do you sort of address these now?
Now I believe people are more into studying the companies that they join. So if before they were just like, oh, big name, cool, let me go there. Salary is good, name is good for my career. So now people have learned a lesson, and now they're asking for, okay, who's the owners? What's the financial story behind? How I can make sure that I have a good insurance, and what's in my insurance. So the people start learning and really digging into such questions as the not only the package, also about the company and what's the background of this company, and what this company is offering, not only about the money outcome, also what opportunities this company is giving for their people. From my side as a recruiter, I do a very deep study of the company before I start working with the clients, because I believe, I have a belief that, triple wins is always wins, which means if a company wins, a candidate wins, me as a recruiter, of course, wins as well. But in order to reach into these wins, it has to match into so many kind of criterias. And it's not about that I am picky and, like I want to select my clients. It's not about that. It's about that for me to provide the staff that would be matching into the client's expectations. I believe that I have to do the same towards the candidate. So when there is a win-win in both of them, when the company is providing some good lifestyle or the future for the candidate can also give maximum of their time, effort, knowledge, skills, and possibilities for the same company to grow together. So it's like a joint venture, because in every business there are three main factors: is the idea, the investments, and the people. So people are always making a difference. So that's why it's very much important.
That's amazing. Olga, I want to also ask you, what is your future dream projects or initiatives that you are currently working on, or do you have in the pipeline? And where do you see Career in the future?
To be honest with you, I receive a very massive amount of CVs of people that unfortunately I don't have roles for them, because okay, I'm a recruiter, but I'm not a god, or I'm not a magician who can do magic for everyone. But at the same time, I feel so sad that I cannot help these people. So number one, what I'm working on right now is to build a platform where employers and the candidates can meet together at very reasonable packages based on the subscriptions. And if employer is looking for staff, they can just find them in the few taps on their phone. So same thing for the candidates, for those that I cannot help them, or I don't have any role, or or like it's just probably as it is, who are asking me to help. So this would be a number one, an opportunity to kind of have another channel of finding a right employer. So that's already something that we're working on, and it's something very scary and challenging for me because I've never built any platforms for my life, for myself. And second thing that we're doing right now is we're building courses, like educational products for people who are searching for a job, but they don't know how to simply place their skills and the knowledge that they have into proper CV, because CV is a product of a person's experience, and it's very important to package it same way as we package our product. I don't know, whether it's a phone or it's a flowers, whatever it is, we are packaging it. So same thing we have to do with our CV, and so many people are unfortunately don't know until now how to do it. So I'm already creating it, it's already ongoing, so I'll let you know, I'll share it with you once it's ready.
That's
And
amazing.
of course, another and the third thing that I really want to do is I've never done recruitments for aviation or for the cruise ships. When you hire cruise ships like 1,000 people for one ship. So this is something that I'm very curious to learn and to know how it works. So in case if any HRs who are in this field are watching us, please, 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 I'll be happy to be part of it. It's just, as a challenge that I would love to take, to be part of it and to learn how the process is.
That's amazing. So, Olga, we're almost nearing the end of the webinar, but before I let you go, I have a surprise rapid fire questions for
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes.
Something that I want you to just give a quick answer to. So, we'll start with the first one. What's your guilty pleasure snack?
I have peanut butter bites. I love peanut butter. And I can eat it nonstop. So every time when I'm down, when I have no energy, I take a coffee, peanut butter bites. Enjoy.
Amazing. Awesome. Okay, second one. If you had an opportunity to have dinner with a famous person, either dead or alive, who would that person be?
I believe Donald Trump. I
Really?
like
Okay,
I
interesting.
like this guy not because of his politician, and okay, he's achieved a lot, but I believe his personality is like out of the negative, he always take the positive for himself. The guy who has built the New York, who has built so much all over the world. I'm very inspired with his mindset, how he thinks, how every interview where the journalists are trying to dump him and like give him tricky questions, and he's like paying back. So for me, I'm very curious at such personality, because Trump is a personality that I would definitely learn a lot from.
Awesome. Good answer. The next one. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Sorry, go.
Go-to karaoke song. What's your song that you like?
Oh,
One song.
karaoke. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not this. I'm not the karaoke singer. I
Okay.
don't drink alcohol, so you will never be able to, see me in the karaoke by any coincidence. So I believe if I will start singing, people will be paying me to stop singing.
Okay. So beach vacation or mountain vacation?
Oh, beach vacation, of course. That's why I
Yeah.
live in Dubai. Know, um, in Ukraine, we have winters -30. And when you are like, it can be -30 and then suddenly can be +5. So everything that been frozen yesterday, today is already like a dirt with water and everything. And you just like dream to be somewhere in the sunny, beautiful, dry weather. And that's why I live in Dubai.
And if you had one superpower, what would that be?
That would be see the future. I like to
Oh,
know what to expect.
Interesting. You don't like surprises. Interesting. So Olga, if your life was a movie title, what would that be?
Movie title. No, of course, it's a main character. Maybe. That's a good question. You know, I don't really watch much movies, but I recently watched a movie, "Fly Me to the Moon" with the Scarlett Johansson. You know, she
Right.
plays this very pretty marketing girl who makes things different. I would maybe be the one. I like this character. I like this
All
actress.
right. Interesting.
Um, because I like smart women who are stay women, but at the same time they're the one who makes difference, and they come into solutions from their heart, from their inner self, and this is how they express themselves in the world.
Amazing.
Uh, I guess so.
So your bucket list, Olga, one thing that you're still not done on your bucket list.
um, I haven't built truly huge international company, which is in my to-do list as well. But at the same time, I'm happy where I am, which is not always, you know, like there are so many people who achieve billions, corporations, whatever, but they still have this emptiness. But in my not, which I haven't done it yet, is a lot of things. I haven't visited every country all over the world. I love to travel, but at the same time, you know, the world is so huge and there are so many interesting things. I haven't learned how to swim. You know, I don't know how to swim. I haven't jumped with the parachute, which is most probably I will not do it. You know, I'm not 18 anymore. The world is
Right.
so huge, so for me it's very much important to learn about it, how many beautiful things are there.
Beautiful. Last question, Olga. If you could instantly become an expert in something outside of recruitment, what would that occupation be?
Entrepreneurship, like to be an entrepreneur, uh,
Okay. All right.
who is um, able to solve people's problems and offer the solutions, because I believe this is in the mindset, in the blood. And there are so many successful entrepreneurs who are inspiring me with the way how they think. For me, you know, a person who sits in the laptop, work 3 4 hours, and you know, Pareto law, you know, like when you do 20% of actions and you receive 80% of results. This is something that I would love to be, and would love to learn how it is. It's all about doing the right thing with the right mindset, with the right attitude. I guess so.
Thanks, Olga, and thanks being up and ready for Aman's rapid fire questions. We find that they're always like, it's a little bit of fun, and we are heading into the new year. I wanted to really thank you for being on the webinar today, going through not just your life journey and your business journey as well, but also just how open you've been and touching on really important things, I think, which I've really taken out of it again, like values, mindset, that positivity, and understanding that in the end you've got to be looking after yourself, and then you can actually serve and look after other people. I really like that. I think any final words, Olga, and then this is our last webinar for the year, which is exciting.
Oh, that's my honor to be, at the finally ending 2024. Next year is a 2025, which is the year of snack. So I am on Chinese horoscope. I'm a snack. So I'm expected to have a fantastic, wonderful year, which is I am wishing to everyone is to have successful, rocking, full of achievements year, but at the same time, I would love to wish to the people as well to be surrounded with everything full of love. with people who are full of love, with the things that we love. And the most important is to have a love in the heart, because only this makes the whole difference in the world. When you do something that you love with love, you generate love.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for ending
Very
the
girlish, I
webinar.
would say. A very girlish wish, not really
No, it's
professional,
amazing.
but as it is.
No, that's such a beautiful message, Olga, for everyone. I think to the new year, to surround yourself with love is, I think, one of the most important things. Self-love and for love for people around us is something so valuable to take, and to take such a powerful message to the next year. So thank you so much, Olga, for your time, for your insights in life, of your professional journey. It's been really amazing to have you over here. And I think anybody watching this would really take so much from it. And thank you so much for being a part of this webinar. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Samina and Aman. I truly admire the opportunity to meet with you guys like this online. It's fantastic concept and fantastic way of people to get attached to the work that we do and you guys do and us as well, because again, we are all in social media, very dry, straightforward into the business, but behind everything is people. And it's very much important to know with whom exactly you work, and if your values are matching with the people that you work. So I truly admire your work, and I wish you guys a very successful year, something that will bring you your dreams and aims into reality, and wishing you just to enjoy and feel how much important what you've done, what you do, and what you've done, and what you're gonna do as well for people.
Thank you so much, Olga. So kind of you. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you, everyone who's joined in.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Wish you all a very happy new year. Thank you, Olga.
Happy New Year. Thank you.